All right, people, I don't know what I want to know. This is late night talk. We have a nice topic. JJ, are you that?
Me?
Russ, are you that? Okay, watch it now. Got a good topic for you. Traditional women and traditional men. Thoughts. Because, a lot of people, especially nowadays, have these thoughts of what a traditional man should be and what a traditional woman should be. And if traditional women they still exist, which I don't think they do. I mean, they probably do. And then you have a lot of women that don't think they're men that are traditional and they don't do, they don't play the right gender roles or whatever. So with that being said, what are your thoughts on that? And then we also have a topic that we want to actually talk about. That's something that we've seen on the internet that we want to, expunge on. But, let's start off here. Let's see what the thoughts are before we talk about, the next thing.
I think nowadays the whole traditional man, traditional woman thing has kind of changed. I think now it's more, we're both breadwinners. We're both equal. We're both, all right, we split in 50-50 or whatever the case may be, whatever works for our finances. I don't think it's, just the women staying home, the cooking, the cleaning, taking care of the kids. It's also women being entrepreneurs and being out there and doing the fields. I also think it's more men doing cooking, cleaning as well. Like, I feel like it's shared now. It's not just, women staying home. Back in the old days, like, I feel like it's evolved. I feel like it's more interactive between the relationships and households. I don't know. I think a lot of women try to look for that traditional, like, take care of everything and I'ma just benefit and stay in the house, whatever the case may be. But then again, I also think it's like misinterpreted, I guess. Because, like, for me, I would like a traditional man when it comes to dating and courting. I want you to approach me first. I want you to approach me a certain type of way, when not like, hey, can I get your number, take you out, whatever. Hey, I think you look very well. Are you busy? We, start a little conversation. We, chop it up. And then from there, we move on to the next phase. It's not just like, what's your Instagram? You got Snap?
That nigga's corny. That's what they be saying. But carry on.
You got Snapchat? Can I pick you up, next Friday, after we've talked, obviously, for, 30, 40 minutes, whatever. Can I pick you up next Friday if you're available at 8 and we go to the movies or something? That's the traditional piece that I look for. But at the end of the day, like, if I'm in a relationship or if me and my man or whatever are living together, it's 50-50 or whatever works for us. If I make more than you, okay, I'll pick up most of the slack and then you handle what you can. Or
on that 50-50 argument, right? I've seen a lot of talk on the internet where, in quotes, and to me, I'm gonna be honest. I think a lot of the females will be posting, and a lot of the females will be posting this is just for clout. And a lot of the dudes who post it and talk towards it, I think it's also clout because they're trying to play the field kind of in a sense. Because it's like the main quote I've seen is like, oh, if it's 50-50, then you're my roommate type shit. You know what I mean?
I can do whatever I want.
And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, if you're both balancing a household, like, what's wrong with that? Like, why is it like people are making it so big of a deal who pays what or who contributes to what? If you're both in a situation where if you both say you're both going at it from a 50-50 angle and you're living comfortably, you ain't got no problems, there's love in the household, like, you guys have the life is good, the children are okay, why would you be worried of who pays what?
Watch this. Love what you just said, right? 50-50, everything is going good. But also, I like when it's 50-50 and everything goes bad too. Because if you're making $60,000 and you're making $60,000, right? Both of y'all splitting them bills and them bills come to $20,000 a piece. You pay 20, you pay 20. Or in it, the bills will come up to $40,000 for the year. Yeah. Now you make $60,000. You make $60,000. If you were paying all the bills, she would have 60. At the end of the year, you gonna have 20, and everything is going bad, and it's all bad. Relationship breakup. You only have fucking $20,000 left in your name. Yeah. She got 60 still.
Yeah, but
so I'm just saying that's just another aspect of it where, especially in today's age, today's day and age, people are breaking up so quick over nothing. Social media. Oh, you know what?
You left was liking that girl's pictures.
Nah, forget all of that. You know, you left on the bathroom light every day this week. Matter of fact, you left the bathroom sink dripping. And that shit pissed me off. We gonna break up. You out $40K. She up 60. But you out 40. Instead of it being you out 20, you out 20. Our loss. It is what it is. You going home with 40, you good. You can still do something.
Not even only that. Depending on the female, if you guys are married, she still wants to take whatever you guys.
Oh, you getting it? She getting half.
Yeah, so so she's still up. She's up, boy.
She's up either way, but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if it was 50-50, and then also that matters because now you're down to paying the bills and it's 50-50. You got the joint account. You both putting the money in there, and then you go get the. We're talking about the negative side of things because we're gonna get to the positive. You go to the lawyer. You go get the divorce. Oh, the judge gonna be like, oh, yeah, I've been splitting everything. You keep what you keep. You keep what you keep because they ain't gonna give you nothing else, and that's all on record. I mean, they might give you a little bit more, a little spousal support, whatever. But then again, if it's fit, but that's the good thing about it in the sense. Also, even in the positive side of things, you making 60, you making 60, you paying 20, you paying 20. We can both stack. Now I have an extra, I don't know, $20,000 to take the family on vacation. I'm going to do wow. She's going to do you a favor. You know what I'm saying? And she's going to treat you. You know what I'm saying? Because she's your wife. She's your woman. So now she's going to treat you like, all right, $10,000 I could spend on a family vacation and we're all going to go places. Or we spend $500 on a family vacation for your birthday or whatever it is. Or just a special day. She's going to take you go do something because the extra bread is there. Because you could save more. That's what 50-50 is supposed to be about. You can build together. You can save together. You can do more for each other. And it makes you way happier because you're splitting everything versus the man paying for everything and then losing everything. And don't let that man fall.
I think it also goes into like what you were saying, today's day and age and everybody breaking up so quick over nothing. First of all, I feel like a lot of these relationships are for play, for image. It's not, people aren't really invested in relationships. It's more so the benefit. So of course they want, the man to pay, at least from a woman's perspective. I can't speak for the men. I'm okay, cool. He want to pay for all the bills and take me out to dinner and I get to save my money. Cool. So 50-50, I feel like the debate comes about based off of, both parties and maybe just the women that don't really take the relationship serious. So, okay, I'm not putting in more than not because if we break up tomorrow, I'm going to be down. So I'm going to make sure that you pay more or we're paying at least equal so that none of us really take the loss. But it doesn't always have to be 50-50. Like if I make 20,000 and you make 100,000, obviously you would pick up more slack and I'm going to help up wherever I can and vice versa. If I make 100,000, you make 20,000, it should be whatever works for your relationship and your finances.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
And that's the point I wanted to get across.
For me, I would say this: if I don't have no problem with this at all. If I'm home and my woman make 100K, and all I got to do the whole time is take care of the kids, mind you, I tell you this though, I'll be smart about it. I'll start a business that I could do from home.
I was just about to say the same shit.
Because look, I'm not gonna just sit at home and then be a dilf. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just gonna be sitting at home and be a dilf. She gonna leave me and it's gonna be like, oh damn, I'm just stuck out here with kids and dick.
Cause like,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it matters. So if she's doing that and she's making way more money and I can stay at home because of her busy schedule, and if I started working or whatever it is, it would kind of mess up the time that me and my woman will be able to spend together. All right, I'll stay at home. I'll be a stay-at-home dad, and I will make sure that I have my own business as well too, because I gotta get my funds. You feel me? And I'm still going to chip in and pay bills or whatever it is. But hey, baby, go ahead. You go, girl. What Martin said, you go, girl. You feel me? Go do what you're supposed to do and get the things that you're supposed to get done. Let's all live great. You know what I mean?
Me personally, I couldn't be a stay-at-home
But she ain't gonna come home talking to me crazy because that shit ain't gonna work.
I don't know. It goes to like
shit.
Like both of y'all said like splitting up and then you stuck with this or whatever. I couldn't be a stay-at-home wife at all. First of all, that's boring. I'm in the house every day, all day, 24/7, 365. Like what?
But not even that. Like,
but hold on, but not even that. Okay, cool. So God forbid, we do hit that rough patch and our relationship or marriage doesn't work. All right, cool. I was a stay-at-home mom for X amount of, or just a stay-at-home wife for X amount of years, and now we break up. What money do I have? How can I put myself on my feet? And I wouldn't want my partner, if I really cared about my partner, I wouldn't want him to do the same. Like, I mean, even if our relationship breakup is the worst and you cheated or whatever the case may be, it's a nasty breakup, whether it's marriage or a relationship, I still wouldn't want you to be down and out and really have to scramble, try to figure things out. So, I don't know. I encourage whatever works for your relationship works for your relationship. Me personally, I couldn't be a stay-at-home wife or mom because if you leave me tomorrow, me and these kids?
But the thing too, like there's pros and cons to every situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, reason why I don't like to hear a lot of these conversations because it's always coming from either a boastful point of view or a greedy point of view.
Definitely
and
greedy.
Let me explain. So
let me explain, not Kevin Hart.
so with when I say boastful point of view, is like you have a lot of these guys who have found themselves with a certain amount of money. They're in a certain tax bracket. They be talking as if everybody's in their tax bracket or should be in their tax bracket. Not everybody is in. So when you're saying it and generalizing and broad brushing certain stuff like that, that's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when I say that, case in point, the video that we were talking about, this dude goes on camera saying, "Yo, I'm a traditional guy, and my wife shouldn't work, and this and that or whatever." And he goes on further to say, if it's like he's talking down now on a man that can't do that. Like,
did he say she shouldn't work, or she doesn't have to just, or did he say she doesn't have to worry about nothing? Because I could have swore what he said was she don't got to worry about no bills, no mortgage. She's never paid.
Yeah, because that's different.
Yeah, because it's different. Yeah, because I don't think he said that she shouldn't work. I think he said what he said was she shouldn't have to pay a mortgage. She shouldn't have to pay a water bill. She shouldn't have to pay the light bill. She don't got to worry about the kids. She ain't got to worry about nothing. I'm a traditional man. All right, I'm a traditional man. I'm gonna take care of everything. My woman don't got to worry about nothing. She ain't got to worry about nothing. I've been good all my life. And I done paid everything and all the damn kids and the baby mamas and the child support.
The thing is, I have no problem with that part of it. But when he goes on further to say, it's like he's saying a man that can't do that, you're not a man.
Right?
No, bro. You can do that because you found yourself in a certain tax bracket. Whether you worked hard for it or you inherited it or however you came by that money, that's why you can talk like that. If you were in some other guy's shoes who are just as good a man as you are, it's just that they're not as financially stable as you are, you can't go on to say that they're not real men.
Yeah, real talk, because watch this, because if you really look at it, there's a man that might not have enough bread or might not have enough money, whatever, he might make it to each and every one of those kids' games.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me. He might get up every morning to make sure them kids is ready for school. Yeah. Make sure he packs their lunch. Because, again, it doesn't have to be the woman that's doing it.
Yeah.
It don't have to be the man. But if he could be that guy that's literally there for every single moment. Because, I'm not going to hold, like, I God damn. Emotional damage. I didn't grow up with my father. Like, I love and respect my father just the same way, but I grew up with my mother and a grandmother. Yeah. So my mom was the one that was taking care of everything, and my grandmother was the one that was taking care of it. Not that my father couldn't, but I also lived in a different country.
Yeah.
And then when I was living in, the country that my dad was living in, it was my grandmother that was taking care of me. So I get it. My mom ain't making no damn basketball games either. I played ball. It didn't, for me, some people, it would bother them.
Yeah.
But it didn't bother me because I already knew what it was, because she taught me my mom ain't no shit. My mom is Jamaican. Yeah, right, boy, lick you, dump it, don't got coming. That's her. So she don't want to be at no games and see somebody you know what I'm saying, bump me hard.
Yeah.
It's a thing. But again, for other children growing up, they and we hear this all the time. Like we see this on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my mom wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
My dad wasn't there. Oh, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But if somebody is there, and that is supposed to be checked. I would have loved to have my mom or dad or somebody at my games. Nobody came to the game, even if I didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to look around and be like, damn, somebody in the crowd. I better get in. So they better put me in the game. Put me in the game, coach. I want my mom to go crazy when I scored a little 1 point or whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, that same man that doesn't have it financially is showing up.
Mm-hmm.
He could be the difference in making
and
these
that's
kids
another
successful
thing too.
or not too.
A lot of these dudes who have all this money, sometimes they're never there physically for their family nor their kids, because they got either a job where they're too busy making that bread to make sure everybody's okay. You know what I mean? So it life is a balance. You could have all the money in the world and you could give these kids everything they could, but they lack that bond with you because you're not there. And they'll still and the thing is, they'll get older, or even your wife too will say, shit, you're never here, and she grows out of love with you or whatever, and then it starts to cause problems. And then, being that you provided everything, you know what you're gonna say at that point? What the fuck is wrong with this dude? You're gonna say, oh, but I gave you everything. I did all this shit for the kids and whatever, but it's financial.
She gonna say
it was
bun for bun, the type have fun.
So, you know, so it's like it gotta be a balance. So that's why, as I said, you have the dude who he don't have all the money, but he has that support system where he's there. He's there for homework. He's there. He's there to help. He's there for the games. He's there for all that stuff.
2 + 2.
And right, just to piggyback off the both of y'all, like, balance matters, and just if you lack somewhere, you could pick up somewhere else. Makes sense. You shouldn't speak, and that's why, you know, a lot of people who pay attention to social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, shouldn't pay attention and let others influence your relationship, because your situation is way different from somebody else's situation. Yeah, y'all might be, even if you are in the same tax bracket, your situation is still different and your lifestyle is still different from somebody else. So you shouldn't pay attention. Okay, yeah, he might be able to fly you out once a month to a new country. Okay, that's what he does. But is he emotionally available? Does he take care of the kids? Or is it just, I've been working all month. Oh my God, let me just, she's been talking about spending time. Let me fly her out and make this extravagant.
Yeah, and not
like he was
not
saying,
really fixing the root problem.
Right. Yeah. Like he was saying, my dad, so my mom raised me. My dad was there for a little bit, you know. Still cool. Had weekend visitation. He would try and fix where he lacked, where buying me things, trying to take me out places, trying to do, you know, I have this kid, whatever the case may be. Let me try and make it up or try to build that bond. No. But you also learn from that. So I learned to pay attention to everything. I learned to make sure that I'm secure and safe and do what I have to do, and not really pay attention and let that emotional deficit affect me. So it just depends on what that relationship is, how that person is to your kids, how that person is to the relationship, to how you better yourself or move on from that.
But also, like that part you said about people letting social media run their lives, in a sense, because the video that I saw, there was this girl that reposted it, and her caption was, where's my traditional man? Like, she was saying she wants a man like the dude in the video, you know what I mean? Because she would want but my first question was, are you a traditional female? Like, so if because a lot of these females, they say that they want a traditional man who's gonna pay all the bills and take care of everything and pay for the nails, the hair, whatever extra add-ons these females need nowadays. Because for like, these females are like these females are like sports cars. You know, when you're building a sports car to go race, you got to put on a turbo and exhaust and wheels and bumpers and fenders and
whoa, not
spoilers
too
and
not too much, not too much, not too much.
All this
Forget
stuff.
that she don't know none of them stuff.
Not too much, not too much.
But but the thing is, I'm saying, so you want a traditional guy that's gonna do all of that. Are you a traditional female?
This is a very good question, Snapping Turtle. Are you a traditional woman? That's exactly what it is. Because at the end of the day, y'all want so much, but are you prepared to do the things that you have to do as a traditional woman?
Because the thing is, like, and whenever this conversation comes up, it always goes back to the same thing. So the female, and this is not every female. All these females want the man to take care of everything. But then when you say to them, okay, so are you going to stay home and take care of the kids and cook and clean and wash and whatever? Oh, I'm no housewife.
Hey, not
I'm
even
like,
that. They not even
what are you doing in return to get all this? Like, females always think that sex is the answer to everything. They feel like it because they look good and they provide sex.
No,
that's all.
Hold on. They don't even want to run the pum pum half the time. So what do you?
That
what
again
is
too.
Really the purpose?
Oh, I'm tired.
You tired of what?
I'm
you
tired.
Ain't
like
been
you
doing shit all day. Bust up a pum pum. Bust it open.
No, can you imagine? Like,
just imagine. Me I pay for everything and then me I come home and want some pum pum. I can't get none.
And you can't even go outside or get none either.
And you not even cook nothing. I'm gonna come here and the house dirty. Nah, brother. And he picked them, so I got in bed by 9 o'clock. I'm coming at
back in the back.
I'm coming at house 11 o'clock and pick them still up and run and none of them the bed.
Yeah, back in the day, it used to be the soap operas that used to take up these housewives' time. Mm-hmm. So they would sit the whole day watching soap operas, knowing that they didn't clean up since they made breakfast for the kids.
These are the days of our lives.
They ain't prepped dinner. Husband comes home, sees her on the couch where maybe he left her when he was going to work.
Jerry.
Ain't nothing done. But nowadays it's not even that. It's the cell phone. They be in that cell phone. The TV's on what is it, VH1 that come
Love and Hip Hop
and all these housewives shit.
Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Real Housewives of Orange
and they're on the phone.
Bad Girls Club.
And they're on the phone texting their friends or whatever in the group
playing
chats or whatever.
Roblox. What is it? Roblox.
Doing
females do that? I know kids play Roblox.
Yeah, no, what's she talking about? See, she don't even know what's going on. But either way, anyway, at the end of the day, and the woman's not taking care of the responsibility that she's supposed to, and you had one job.
Yeah.
One, take care of the household.
I'm gonna be honest. If I should be a traditional guy in terms of being able to take care of everything in the household in terms financial wise, making sure everything is taken care of. She don't have to dip in her pocket for nothing. I should come home to a warm meal every night. Like, she should know my schedule. She should know, okay, he leaves work at 5. He's going to be here by 6. It means when I get there, my food shouldn't be going in no microwave. I should be getting that shit hot off the stove. Like, you should know that at 6, my dinner is supposed to be on the table.
You can put my shit in the microwave. That's fine. At least it's made. Because I'll say this.
No.
Whoever gets home, for me, traditional not, whoever get home first.
Nah, but no.
But I'm, as a traditional man, I get it.
I'm talking based on traditional. That's what tradition is. Like, I grew, like, you say you grew up with your grandma.
Yeah.
Was your grandfather around or no?
No.
Okay, so me, I grew up in a traditional household.
But
my dad,
man had his food ready though.
Hold up. Listen, I'm explaining how I grew up. This is what I saw as a kid growing up. My father wasn't there, but there was a father figure in my household, which was my grandfather.
Yeah, same.
So my grandfather was there, my grandma was there. They were still married up to the point when they died. My grandma died first, then my grandpa died. But that's the household I grew up in. So my mom was still living at home while I was born, while my other brothers were born. because she was the one that never left. They didn't want her to leave. She was like
she took care of the house.
She was like the mom of the house, kind of.
Yeah, that's how my aunt
especially after my grandma passed. But not to get too in depth in that. But my grandfather, whether he was at work or he had the day off and he was in the field tending to his crops or whatever, when he comes home, and this was both the households that I grew up in. So my dad, even though he wasn't a part of my life, I still had a bond with his parents, which were married until their death too. So, and it was the same thing because there were two traditional households where when my grandpa came home from wherever he was, because she knew what time it was, he would come home to a hot meal. And if my grandma wasn't available to cook, one of his daughters would cook. Which either would be one of my aunts or my mom. But his dinner was always prepared. His dinner was served first. Nobody ate until he sat at that table.
Yeah. Funny
especially on a Sunday. Like, so with my dad's house, which is my dad's father, on a Sunday, we had breakfast together and we had dinner together. On any other day, you could eat by yourself or you could, whatever. But on a Sunday
dinner,
breakfast, we all had to be at the table.
Yeah, man.
Once you was in that household, whether you were spending the night over or whatever, you had to be at that table. My grandfather would his food would be shared first. He would sit, then we would sit. He would pray, and then we would eat. On a Sunday, same thing. He got the first serving, then the kids, and then everybody else. And we would sit. Prayer, he would read the daily bread, whatever. My mom's house, my grandfather wasn't very spiritual, so he didn't do much of that praying or whatever.
But everybody,
but it was the same thing. We would sit at a table and he would be the first person to get his food because he was the provider. Both my grandfathers was the provider,
and that was the same in my father's side of the family. My grandfather, when that man come home from bush,
he got his food.
Forget come home from bush. Early morning till this day. My grandfather passed away. Till this day, my grandmother, she wake up, she make breakfast for everybody. If you're in the house, breakfast. If you pass outside and you're hungry, come upstairs.
And I'm gonna give you one better. So my grandfather, by my mother's side, there was a point in his life where he was a drunk and a gambler, and so I remember it vaguely, but I do remember because that was when I was very young. But even when even when he was at the bar playing dominoes or cards or whatever he was gambling or drinking, if he was there if he was there till dinner time, his dinner was shared in a little
container,
Tupperware or whatever they call it, and one of his grandkids would run his dinner to him at the bar.
Yeah. Had to have his food hot, ready.
Hot. And I'm like, his food was the first shared. And they were like, take this to your grandpa or whatever. And I would run through the little lane, whatever, get to the bar, I'll give it to him. I remembered that. So, and as I said, it was still because he's the man of the house. How many females nowadays would do that? Remember, I told you, as I said, there was a point in his life where he wasn't being the best husband or the best father because he was a gambler, he was drinking, he was drunk.
Still got what he was supposed to.
He would come home drunk and cause problems and type of. But the thing is, when I grew up, he was never like that anymore. He changed his whole life around. Stop drinking, stop gambling, all of that.
Yeah, he was young and dumb. He was doing young and dumb shit when you was a kid. So I get it.
So, but I'm saying even through that hard part,
She still was there.
She would still do whatever she was supposed to do.
Boy,
but how many females nowadays would live in a situation like that?
Oh no, they jump in ship.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, they say they need a traditional man, but they don't want to do the traditional things to keep that traditional man.
At the end of the day, you gotta look at it like this. The traditional woman role is, I mean, and don't get me wrong, it's for men too, because there's a lot of men out here that's bitch ass niggas, man. Mm-hmm. We not gonna go around.
We ain't making it seem like no.
There's a lot of dudes that's just not doing. They out here doing whatever and not taking care. What? Mm-hmm. How you not taking care of the crib? You got to make sure the house is good. Mm-hmm. Even if it's 60-40 or 50-50 or whatever, you still got to do your part.
Mm-hmm.
True. You feel where I'm coming from? Yeah, like you said, your grandfather, he was gambling, he was drinking, whatever. But he still made sure things was good. He made sure that money was there. He made sure the bills was taken care of and there was food on the table. Mm-hmm. He made sure he provided the food for your grandmother to cook and get things done. Mm-hmm. These dudes ain't doing that nowadays. Nope. But even worse than that for me, because I know how I am as a man, I will buy all the food. One thing I hate when food go to waste. But I will buy all the food. I'll make sure you have the best stove that you need to do. You want a grill? You want an inside grill and an outdoor grill? Cool. We gonna get all of that just so you. And I cook as well too, so it's for me as well. But these women nowadays aren't doing it. They want to be outside, literally outside. I'm outside. Ass out, titties out, pussy out, everything out. You feel what I'm saying? Weave out, leave out,
and still leave out, and still be the most vocal on social media under these posts.
These niggas
and you know the weirdest thing? I be seeing some of them under these posts that I know personally, and I'm like, girl, well, like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, you're not that person.
So stop. So I will say this, especially for today's day and age, man. These women are wild. People are wild in general, but I gotta speak from a man's standpoint. You want to be a city girl, you want to be a Dubai girl, whatever it is that you want to do. You want to get shitted on, go ahead. That's you, but don't sit here and say that you want a man to be a traditional man or a man to take care of you in a certain type of way when you can't. I was just watching a podcast the other day. Shorty said she liked to get peed on. And then, right before that, she said she only cooked a couple things.
She can only cook.
She can only cook a couple things. Steak, potatoes, and then she said, then they asked her how much seasonings, what kind of seasonings she had in her cabinet. She said salt.
Oh my God.
Pepper, all
seasoning.
All-purpose seasoning and something else. And a little Worcestershire sauce.
And I can bet she was proud of it. She was smiling the whole time, right? Yeah. But the thing I cannot understand, like, what caused this breakdown where nowadays you have females leaving a household and they can't cook. They can't clean. They can't like I'm not even gonna say can't wash, because I think everybody should know how to use a washing. Nobody washes with hands as much anymore.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not even gonna put washing in it, because if you don't know how to use a washing machine, like in terms of color coding, what clothes goes with what, like
that's a dub.
Yeah, you're a dub.
You don't know how to separate your lights and your darks, and then your whites.
Like right now, my son is 10, and before he was 10, sometimes his mom would be like, she like say she'll come home from work or whatever. She's like, I'm gonna wash. She'll call ahead and say, yo,
make sure
separate the clothes for me before I come home, because I want to do laundry. And he'll go in and he'll do it. And he'll put whites with the whites, the colored, and he knows what to do.
But it's how you're brought up.
I'll say this.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
let's give her a round of applause, though. You want to know why? Because every time we come to her crib, her shit is on point, clean. We don't know if she could cook. We don't know if she could cook.
But
I mean, your laundry always smell like what you call it. The thing is,
my nephew lives with me now. He's the same age as my son, and they both know how to. If they're hungry, they don't have to wait on any of us to cook anything. They don't know how to cook like a whole dinner, but they know how to do the minimal.
Yeah.
They can do their
oodles and noodles.
They can make eggs for breakfast or whatever. They know how to make breakfast or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand like how are females leaving out of households.
They don't even know how to do that.
Going to live with a whole nigga.
It's literally
and
how
you
you're
can't
brought up.
cook, bro. Like how?
The only thing they know how to do is
but
bust
what I'm
up
saying,
the pom-pom, bro. That's whack.
but what I'm saying is what caused that breakdown. Because back in the day, well, at least where I'm from, like all my cousins could cook.
It's the willingness.
All my aunts can cook.
Listen, it's the willingness.
And when I say
That too.
cousins, I'm not just speaking of my feet. Like we all can cook.
Mhm.
It's the willingness. Get
Get it together.
the willingness to learn.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of and I'll say for men too. And this is the thing. You know how to cook. I know how to cook.
Mhm.
Right? As a man, we could make several different types of meals, fancy, non-fancy.
And what I can't make is I Google that shit, and once I watch that video,
but then again, look, you got these other people that will Google it and not know how to do it.
Mhm.
Just the same way.
but because
That's
we can
because
already
we know how to cook.
We can already cook. So
We know the basis.
Yeah, we know
not the basics, because the basics we've been through that. But the
Mhm.
basis of how to make a great
Mhm.
meal
Yeah.
matters. So you have all of these other people and men and women, but overall, I would love if I meet a young girl. You know what I'm saying? You 23, and the only thing you know how to make is a cup noodle.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
You know
what
what?
has
what he
caused
said?
that
It
breakdown?
goes to willingness to learn,
Mm.
how you were raised, and just to like. I could be wrong, but I feel like today's society, they're so soft. They want everything handed out to them.
Yeah.
For me, my mom I grew up with my mom, single parent household. She worked during the day, but when she came home, homework done. All right, cool. I'm making
Like,
dinner. What do you want?
I've
Make sure you come in
I've-
here and watch me cook.
Yeah.
Even
You gotta be in the kitchen with me.
even when it
That's how I
goes
grew
down
up.
to traveling,
Yeah.
I grew up back when we used to go to MapQuest and print out the directions, and you had to follow the
Yeah.
street signs and look in the stars. And
She said map question.
if you have to go back the way you came, you remember it by, okay, we made this left at the McDonald's. Okay,
Yeah.
so going back, we're
But
gonna make
you
the
know
right.
what- you know
so
what-
it just goes to
You know what's weird? I've even seen females that don't even know how to use a fucking mop.
oh.
Like how?
Yeah, they don't.
Mm.
No, real talk. You're not lying. You're not lying. You're not lying. They don't know
Yo.
how to mop a
And
No.
you know what's
Okay,
weird?
hold on.
No,
Hold on.
the
I
bad
know that.
part.
I love
no,
that he said that.
no, the
I
bad. No,
love
hold
that
up.
you said that.
I'm gonna let you talk. But
'Cause this
you know,
is crazy.
you know the bad part about this is that they don't even feel bad that they don't know.
They don't
Nope.
care.
All
They
right,
don't
cool,
care.
whatever,
So
you do it.
you will see them do it, and you make a joke like you don't know how to mop, and they be
No.
just laughing about it.
Instead of
not
saying,
even
"Yo, so
saying
show
shit."
me.
Mhm.
Yeah, or I need to learn how to do this.
So
Oh, they be like, oh well, my house is carpeted.
shout out to all the people.
Like what?
Real talk. Shout out to all the people that are over 30 at this point, because you got to look at it like this: those 90, like the late 80s, from early 90s back,
Yeah.
they know how to do things because that's all we had. Now we have this day and age of people that are under 30. I would say not all, but
Yeah.
most of the people that are under 30. I mean, you under 30, so whatever. But most of these people that are under 30, that they grew up in this television age and then the social media age where they just expect that, okay, well, there's a cleaning service, so I'm going to call them to do it.
Mhm.
But what
Everything
happens
handed
if
to
you
them.
can't get a cleaning service to come and do it? Like, I know guys right now that I put a mop in their hand, just like you said.
Mm.
Yo, bro, mop the floor up for me while I do something else. And I'm going to have to come back and mop the floor again because, bro, what did you just do?
Mhm.
And there's women that don't know how to do it at all. They don't know how to sweep. They don't know
Yeah,
how to
don't know how
dust.
to- yeah.
Dusting it. Listen, you should be cleaning your house at least once a
Bro.
week.
I never forgot the first time I held the broom and I
Oh,
was
that was
trying
it
to
for you.
sweep.
Man.
They laughed at me, bro. They're like, "What the hell? Oh, that's not how you hold the broom." And they showed me
And you- and
how
after
and
that,
you
that
do
was
like
it.
this.
That was it.
Like
You couldn't
and
even
you,
forget.
bro. You felt bad because you like
Yeah.
people are like literally laughing at me
Hey.
that I don't know how to use a broom.
Look at this. Yeah, Jamaican. Me a Jamaican. Yeah, come from one of the different countries. You know, these
Barbados.
Nobody knows about that. Right?
Yo.
Saturday morning. What you do?
Wake
I'm-
up
I'm-
early as hell.
Well, I
I'm
know.
waking up and doing my chores around the house, bro.
Mm.
All right. Well, I know.
Mhm.
You did have, what kind of floor you did have?
Back then, it was like red floor, like you had
Wood,
to polish.
right? What did
Yeah,
you
when I was younger, it was wooden. Yeah.
What did you polish that floor with?
It was so it was three. You would have three things. So you'd have the polish itself, and then you'd have four things. So you'd have the polish itself, the rag that you was used to apply the polish. Then you have the coconut brush that you use to shine, and then you have another piece of cloth that you use
clean off everything else.
Yeah. Clean off that.
That's how I grew up. Yeah. Just the same way. In this day and age, we're gonna try this. We're gonna get a coconut brush. We're gonna ask people
if
what
you
it
can
is.
find one.
I mean, it ain't hard to find, bro. We can go cut a coconut and get it. You know what I'm saying? But then again, we grew up on Saturday morning. You hear music I play. With our church music. With my mother, my grandmother had the church music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know what? You know what's weird now that you said that? I actually like doing that because I used to take pride in it. Like,
it felt
like you know when you're done in that shit, it's just glistening, bro. You're like,
listen, and when you got a little bit older, right? Yeah, you got a little bit older, and then your mother clean, and your mother gone on the road, gone take care of whatever. You have a little girl come check you.
Yeah,
and she come and see us, and the floor them glisten, everything clean and smell nice. Pum have to run, but a long time still, you know. So you gotta look at it like this. We grew up on actually cleaning on Saturday mornings, early Saturday too, because you would be laying in bed,
8:30, 9 a.m. sharp.
What?
Yeah.
That
dishes,
that old school
the
reggae
walls,
coming on, that
the
R&B,
trash,
everything.
the carpet.
Yeah, you want to go play ball with your friends or whatever.
Yeah.
You know you had to do all
early.
them chores before
by noon, 1 o'clock, you want to be outside running around with your friend then.
Yeah,
and you going all evening,
all day, all evening,
and don't run in and out the house.
Yeah, and then you want to make sure.
Bro, once you're out the house, you're out.
Make sure. And look, in my household, make sure you reach home by a certain time
when the street lights come on.
Forget all of that. Sunday morning at church.
Oh,
no
absolutely.
matter what. Sunday morning at church.
You
got church after church.
The little stockings and the little socks that fold down with the little ruffles.
Hold on, you know, Sunday dinner was about 5 p.m. Damn, that was. Think about it, that shit was early. Like now we don't eat dinner that early. 7, 8 o'clock I did
Sunday. Sunday. No, what you gotta remember? You gotta remember this. Before you go to church, Sunday dinner was half cooked.
Rice and peas.
The peas was already cooked.
Rice and peas after cook.
Or the rice and peas is already cooked.
Yes, brother. Yo,
Sunday early because the
Sunday
thing
rice and peas tastes different.
Yeah, because the thing is, you gotta look at it like this. By the time your mom or your grandma is making breakfast, she's already put the peas on.
Yeah. That's all you wake up smelling in the morning.
Yeah, so
liver on there sitting there cooking. I hate
so
till
all
this
that
day,
shit is
liver, yo.
All that shit is prepped.
Mm-hmm.
If it's chicken or fish or whatever or oxtails or whatever, that shit is already pre-seasoned and in the fridge, waiting to be cooked,
finished.
Like when they come home from church
is done.
Yeah, you go home and you finish cooking your dinner
and stay out. And at them times, as kids, stay out the way. Or if you're old enough, you have to be there to help.
Yeah, no. So for me, I still had my chores to do in the kitchen as well. So the coconut was I had to grate it. I had to grate the coconut.
You had to husk the coconut.
I had to prepare all the coconut juice. I had to prepare it.
Our peel and grate a carrot.
Yeah, I had to do all that.
Personally,
If it's a drink, like say a carrot juice or whatever, like if any fruit drink, I had to prepare.
Yeah,
I hated the dishes and I hated trash.
To this day, I hate the dishes. Like I'm not gonna be.
If it's, I don't know. To me, it's just weird. If it's everybody else's like food and dishes, I can't do it. I don't know. It's weird. But my aunt was like the grandma of the family. Shout out to my Aunt Debbie. She was like the grandma of the family. So literally like
Debbie, big up.
Stuffing and everything, Thanksgiving, Christmas, she made that from scratch. So I mean, I can cook. I'm not a chef or anything, but I can make more than just chicken Alfredo, shrimp Alfredo, whatever. Yeah. I'm not a chef. I don't know how to make everything in the world, but I do know if it was down to it and I had to cook Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday, whatever, I could do it. I can't be no little lobster, whatever. I don't know. I can make steak. I can make chicken. Man.
That's what you're saying.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
But like it's nowadays, it's just so different. Like you said, like if you weren't out and about, whatever, you were in the kitchen helping, you were cleaning, you were doing something.
I can't cook for shit and be laughing,
and be
proud of it.
But speaking of, before I even get away from this, I want to ask her one question.
Oh,
right? If you were gonna cook for a man, a Sunday dinner, what are you gonna make?
First, I would cater to what he likes. Because me personally, you know, I like steak, I like salmon. If he is a seafood person, okay, I would make him some type of salmon with vegetables, rice, or, you know, make something, a little linguine with some salmon and some vegetables, some broccoli. Linguine. You be pissing me off. All right. But it would depend. Whatever he like if I know he can't eat seafood or he can eat seafood. Me personally, I prefer to go for salmon or steak. So I would make that with starch, vegetable.
What kind of starch?
Depends.
Cornstarch?
But even so, like going back to, you know, knowing how to do things and growing up, I grew up with my uncle who worked in a body shop and who worked at a car shop, whatever. So I know, I mean, I'm not the best at cars. I can't describe the sounds, but I know how to go and get my oil change regularly. I know how to check my tires. I know how to make sure, you know, things, oil and the windshield wiper fluid, and every certain 1,000 miles, you know, you rotate the tires and get in alignment and stuff. A lot of people, man, girls these days would be like, oh, you got to put oil in it? Oh, I can't. Oh, yo, I can't just put. I've been putting tires be boiled as shit. I can't put regular gas. I can't put the diesel gas in here. It has to be like. There's a lot. You see this on TikTok all the time.
Listen, I'm gonna give you guys a joke. This is something I experienced, and it was recently too. So you know how during the wintertime your tires be deflated and shit. Mm-hmm. So I pulled out my house. The thing came on that I needed air, so I was like, okay, I pulled into the gas station to get some air in my tires, right?
I'm gonna piggyback off of you when you're done.
So it so happened that the gas station I went to, you had to put the coins in the thing. You know, some of them it's free, but I had no coins, so I was like, I went into the little space that they cash or whatever, and I was like, could I get some coins for the thing? So on my way out, there was this girl coming into the spot, right? She was like, so she realized that I was going towards the compressor to go put air in my. She was like, can you show me where you put air in the tires? I was like, huh? I was like, huh? No, I swear to God, that's what I was like, huh?
You gotta take the little.
And she was like, like, yeah, I want to put air in the tire, but I don't know where you should. I'm like, it's kind of like I'm saying to myself, like, that's common sense. Like, you should know
it. It's only because you know. Mm-hmm. Believe that,
bro. But those things I've known since I was like yay high, bro. Because
you noticed.
Because I had bikes when I was.
You had a bicycle.
Yeah,
it's
the
same thing.
And you used to put the little card on the little chain, so it made that.
Remember now, a lot of these girls are Barbie girls, so they don't know.
If it came down to it, if it really, really, like, if there was no more mechanics in the world, I could change my own oil. Would I prefer to? Absolutely not.
In light. All right. Or you change. No, or you change your own oil. Give us the steps.
So first of all, you gotta like lift the car up a little bit. Because you know the front of the car, right? You gotta get underneath there, right? Cool. So then you gotta get a pan, like an oil pan or whatever. Yep. You gotta put it underneath where the oil will drip out. And then you gotta like unscrew the little thingy thing.
What little thingy thing?
I don't know the proper names for it. I just know.
Okay, carry on. Yep. Cool. Look at thingy thing. What's next?
Right. You gotta screw it, and then the oil. And then you gotta change the little filter thing, whatever. And then you gotta do the little screwy thing back up in there. Because you know you're gonna put the new oil in. So if the new oil go in, you can't have it drip out. So you gotta do the little thing, and then you gotta put the new oil in. And then you gotta do the little dipstick and make sure it's at the like right little side and whatever.
Oh shit! I don't know. So why you ain't changing your own oil then? Because it ain't hard to lift the car up. You just buy a little ramp and put it up there and do it yourself. All right. On one of these episodes, JJ gonna change her own oil. Yep.
Okay.
Matter of fact, we're gonna have a bunch of women come and try to change their own oils and see if they can do it.
Okay.
shit, we're gonna have a bunch of men come and try to do the same thing too. Can imagine the woman them change their ad before the man them can change their ad.
You got a lot of dudes.
Competition.
You got a lot of dudes don't even.
They don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, you know what I hate? Driving on the highway, see some dude called AAA.
Can't
AAA
change
changing
his
tires, bro. Like
you can't put a
what?
spare on. The only way that you're not supposed to be able to do it is if you can't get the lug nuts off. Man.
The only thing I hate about changing my tires on the highway is that I'm scared as hell
for the trucks,
for any vehicle, pretty much. Yeah, but
then your car do the little shaky thing because the wind is.
Yeah, but outside of that, bro. Come on, man. You need to know how to do these things, bro.
It'd be wild, because the only thing is, like, even the other day, I just had to call my friend to come and change my tire because me and him both actually couldn't get the lug nut off. We had to use actual
because
hammer drill to take it off because
where we live, because the roads are salted and stuff, it affects that shit.
Yeah,
it affects that shit because, like, it's especially depending if you have a car that your tires don't go bad regularly. Like it takes, say, for instance, maybe if you don't for me, I do my tire rotations every so often. Every time I go do an oil change, I rotate my tires. So I don't ever find myself in that spot where I can't take my tire off because whatever. But like for people who don't do that kind of maintenance to their cars, and they only take those wheels off when they're changing tires. Of course, that's shit's gonna happen.
One of my lug nuts were stripped, so
yeah,
we couldn't take
that's
it.
The worst.
That shit
bro.
is the worst.
That's the worst. You don't want that happen.
We bent the
I've seen everything. Yeah, I know. I've seen guys take the whole thing off. They had to change the whole shit.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing, the bolt came off in the
everything.
It
broke.
The whole thing broke.
So with that being said, regardless of whatever, man, if you're a traditional man or a traditional woman, do the things that you have to do. And if you're not, learn the things that you have to learn, because you're not necessarily going to get yourself into a situation
or just do what works for
just
your
learn how to do
it.
Do
what works
for you. If the man prefers a woman that's non-traditional and likes to be a city girl, cool. If the man prefers a traditional woman, cool.
I think it's best
if
they both match. So if you're a traditional dude, find yourself a traditional female, because you're going to have problems. Especially if she's not the type of person who's willing to change or willing to meet you halfway type shit. Because if you're taking care of everything and she's supposed to be taking care of you, that you can be able, because that's the thing a lot of females don't understand. Yes, he's rich or he's well off and he can take care of all of this. You should be his comfort
and his peace,
so he shouldn't have to be stressing, so he can go out and make that bread to make you comfortable.
Rub his knees.
You shouldn't be giving him stress.
No stress.
You know what I mean? So if you're a traditional dude and you need a traditional girl, find yourself. And if you're a traditional female and you need a traditional dude, go find it.
But I also feel like you should find what you can give, if that makes sense.
Exactly. That it's pretty much the same thing.
Because, you could say you want a traditional man and you a traditional woman and you don't add up and he don't add up.
All that's fine and dandy. All I'm going to say is this. Everybody should learn how to cook a little something. Everybody should learn a little trade. Everybody should learn how to do something.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you have to be the strongest woman and the strongest man. Learn how to change a tire. Learn the basics.
I don't like being
I can hang up some pictures, but it might be crooked, but they're going to be
You don't like being in the kitchen, but guess what you will do? You will cook the hell out of a meal.
Yeah.
I can't really.
You might not like being in the kitchen, but you like being on the grill.
Yeah,
see the difference. I'd rather be
on the grill.
Cook. I bet you. The funny part is everything that you can cook in the kitchen, you can cook on the grill too.
True.
I've done cooked it all on the
grill.
I
don't know. It's kind of like
my friends is haters because I made mac and cheese on the grill one time and it was like, oh, that's not amazing. Like,
because the thing is, like, the reason why I think I enjoy grilling more is because it's outside and most of the time when I'm grilling, my friends are there. So we're drinking and we're chilling and we're just having a good time. So it doesn't seem like you're doing anything.
Men's ain't invite us over all
at
summer.
All. Like,
no, I didn't grill it. I did
no jerk chicken, no nothing.
Yo,
I thought we could friend, bro.
No. My grill
jerk chicken from Buzz, but we didn't get it from him.
My grill hasn't been lit since COVID.
Watch this. We got
No,
everybody got a
I'm
crib.
serious.
Don't you got a grill? Buzz got a grill. I got a grill. Ain't nobody say, yo, I'm gonna come over and jerk. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I guess this spring or this summer we could do that.
We don't bother want. We don't bother want to. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, we could do that.
It's all right. But yeah, like I said, people, whatever it is that works for you, do what you got to do. But everybody should learn something. Like learn to do the basics. The basics will get you so far. You know what I'm saying? And also like try to be more open-minded when it comes to these things, because you just never know. The love of your life is out there waiting for you. He might not cook. Or he might not know how to change a tire, but you do. Teach him.
I was just going to say, be open, you know what I'm saying? Teachable.
And guys, the same thing. Willingness to learn is a hell of a thing. So, with that being said,
because I ask questions.
Make sure to follow Late Night Talk on Instagram. Make sure to follow Late Night Talk on Spotify. Make sure to follow Late Night Talk on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe. Better yet, both follow. Make sure you follow JJ. Make sure you follow Mr. Mac. Make sure you follow the Ross. When I don't know how I go on already, big up the sponsors them for the show, you know. Yeah, me drunk. R5 Mac Lounge Rum Punch. When I don't know how I go on already.
Don't forget Dubai, you know.
Yeah, I like hot girl and make sure I got the bag. I get shit pan. Doo-doo. Boo-boo. Go ahead, boo-boo.
And record your experience so I know exactly what goes on. I need to know.
Me watch.
I can guarantee you, maybe if you go on some kind of social media, you type it in, maybe even Twitter, you may.
OnlyFans, bro.
Yo, you know what? People, we out.